Right, episode 9. Hatfield 2035, episode 9. Chapter 10. It was 7 o'clock the following morning when a 5-6, dressed in white paper overalls, stood at the entrance of the residential level of the Hope City Dome. The door at the top of the stairs was locked. I'll try picking the lock, suggested Gadget. Blaze appeared through the glass door. Don't bother, he whispered. Somebody's coming. A young man dressed in white paper overalls put down the 2 black plastic bags he was carrying. He waved the back of his right hand over a sensor and the door opened. Your shift isn't due to start for another hour, the cleaner frowned. The 5-6 stood in a long beige corridor, a row of white doors on both sides of the hallway. Sign on the far wall read, residential block, 1st floor. Hang on. Broken Tooth looked towards his companions. We'd better split up. He gazed at the clock on the wall. It was 7:15 in the morning. Tag, you search this level. Knock on a few doors and see if you can find Core. The rest of us will head upstairs and search the other floors. There was an elevator at the end of the corridor. The sign beside the door read, Habitat, Level 1, for residents' use only. Cleaners, please use the stairs. The numbers 1 to 10 were listed above the door, but number 3 was illuminated. What if we don't find him? Asked Razor. We'll meet back here when the cleaners change shifts, suggested Broken Tooth. If they haven't found Core by then? Well, if he's not working on the night shift, then he'll probably be on the day shift. That gives us 40 minutes to check the other levels. Let's get started. Gadget knocked on the door, labelled Apartment 51 Beta, on the 2nd level of the residential block. A middle-aged man in a grey 3-piece pinstripe suit opened the door. There was a barcode tattooed on the back of his right hand, but no microchip in his forehead. Can I help you? He asked. He was holding a glass of brandy. Cleaner, smiled Gadget. My apartment was cleaned last night, frowned the smartly dressed man. Come back tomorrow. He closed the door. Bumper was on the 4th level of the Habitat block. He knocked on door 27 Delta. An old woman, An old woman, dressed in a pink silk dressing gown and wearing a blue rinse wig, answered the door. My cleaner left an hour ago. She scratched her head. What do you want? She asked. Bumper apologised. My mistake. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. Night shift. Thank you for a hard night's work. Your shift is over. Please report back to your dormitories for some well-earned rest. The loudspeakers at both ends of the corridor sounded very sincere. Razor was now searching the 6th level of the Habitat block. Several doors in the corridor opened, and 10 cleaners dressed in white overalls, carrying vacuum cleaners, buckets and mops, walked into the hallway and lined up along the corridor with their black plastic bags full of rubbish. Razor followed them down the stairs. Any luck? Asked Broken Tooth. The other 4 sticks shook their heads. They followed the long line of cleaners to the floor below the Habitat block, the dormitory level. Day shift, please assemble on recreational level 1. The time is 8 AM and 5 minutes, announced the loudspeakers. 30 cleaners wearing white overalls marched out of the dormitories and walked briskly towards the stairs at the far end of the corridor. Tag pointed to one of the cleaners. There's Core! He smiled. Let's follow him, suggested Broken Tooth. The sticks joined the long line of cleaners and followed them up the stairs. Core and 9 other cleaners stopped at level 3 of the recreational district. The sticks followed them. Core put down his vacuum cleaner and swiped the back of his right hand over a sensor by the doorway of the stairs. The door opened. One cleaner stopped outside a restaurant, another outside a leisure centre, and one cleaner walked into a cinema complex. Core stopped outside a library. The Stigs followed him into the building. The young cleaner turned round and stared at the Stigs. This is my work zone. He looked puzzled. Broken Tooth walked up to his boyfriend. Don't you recognise us? He asked. Who are you? Asked the young man. I've got a loose work to do. I love cleaning, he smiled. Razor and Bumper held their friend against the wall, Razor's right hand covering his mouth. Gadget stared at the microchip implanted in Core's forehead. I won't be able to disable this without causing major brain damage, he sighed. What do you suggest we do? Asked Broken Tooth. We have to find the main computer complex, suggested Gadget. We can find a way to disable the city's mainframe computer. Maybe Core will come back to his senses. I hope. That'll probably be on the ground floor, suggested Bumper, where the office blocks are. The library was still closed and empty, apart from the cleaners. I'll stay here with Core, suggested Razor, Broken Tooth's bodyguard. We'd better take him with us, frowned the Stick leader, lifting the boy's right hand into the air. We'll need his barcode to get us through the doors. Razor took his hand away from the boy's mouth. I'll start polishing the floors, smiled Core. You can dust the shelves. That's not such a bad idea. Broken Tooth gazed along the rows of books lining the many bookcases and opened a black polythene sack hanging from his belt. Everyone fill one sack, he suggested. Pick a topic. Broken Tooth soon found the science fiction aisle. He started picking books and putting them into the black sack. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. 1984 by George Orwell. I, Robot by Isaac Asimov. Transit by Edmund Cooper. War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. He continued searching the shelves. The Stigs and Core soon found their way back to the ground floor. Level of Hope City. They were closely followed by two security police officers, both of them clutching one arm of an old woman. Where are you taking me? Asked the wrinkled-faced, grey-haired lady in handcuffs. You haven't paid your retirement tax for 2 weeks, explained the police officer on her right-hand side. My son always pays it, insisted the pensioner. That would be Tony Cameron, wouldn't it? Asked the security officer, standing to her left. The security police wore black uniforms and fluorescent green jackets. He used to be a famous politician before the economic collapse. Mrs. Cameron was very proud of her son. He was terminated a week ago, replied Police Officer 307. Why? Asked the old lady. He forgot to return his library books on time, explained SPO 235, standing on her right. What are you going to do with me? Asked the frightened pensioner. The security police escorted Mrs. Cameron into the eternal rest home. It's time to go to heaven, number 307 whispered into the old woman's ear.